Hi folks, so the crypto world has once again delivered plenty of surprises and we're here to break them down for you. From Brazil's biggest bank eyeing on its own stablecoin to the UK's push for crypto regulations and even a bizarre story about lost Bitcoin millions, we've got it all. And of course, the ongoing drama with Donald Trump's tariff wars. But don't be too alarmed, there is actually something really good coming from the USA, so stay tuned to know what it is. My name is Anna and this is the Eye of Crypto channel, so let's dive in. Brazil's biggest bank, Itaú Unibanco, has announced plans to launch its own stablecoin. The bank's representatives stated that they cannot ignore the power of blockchain, making it clear that digital assets will play a key role in their financial strategy moving forward. The bank's decision will depend on regulatory developments in Brazil and the success of stablecoin regulation and development in the US. Coincidence or not, this announcement comes shortly after Brazil discussed a new law that would allow employers to partially pay salaries in cryptocurrency. While some restrictions apply, such as the majority of wages still needing to be paid in Brazilian reals, the initiative opens a door for workers if they like to receive a portion of their earnings in Bitcoin or other digital assets. This could mark the first step toward a broader financial transformation where crypto becomes an everyday part of life in Brazil. By the way, would you accept a part of your salary in crypto? Well, let me know in the comments. Speaking of Brazil, the country's government officials have made a bold statement. Bitcoin reserves are crucial for their nation's prosperity. Pedro Guerra, an official from the Brazilian president's administration, recently addressed Congress, calling Bitcoin the digital gold of the internet and embracing its ability to transfer wealth across borders efficiently and securely. Guerra also pointed out that other countries are already incorporating Bitcoin into their economic strategies and Brazil should not be left behind. Guerra's comments came after the bill was introduced proposing the creation of the Strategic Sovereign Bitcoin Reserve. That bill would mandate the government acquire Bitcoin up to 5% of Brazil's international reserves, with the Brazilian central bank handling custody using advanced monitoring systems and AI. So it is now up to the legislators to decide the fate of the reserve. Now, let's switch gears to a cautionary tale from the UK. A woman made a mistake that cost her family nearly $3.8 million. She was cleaning up old junk and accidentally threw away a flash drive that held bitcoins her husband had purchased back in 2014. She later realized the mistake, but by then it was too late. Despite their desperate search through trash bags, the couple was unable to recover the lost device. She says her husband didn't blame her, but she deeply regrets the mistake, saying, "That money would have been our future. A house, a holiday, everything. And I threw it out with a handful of junk mail." Respect to the husbands for not losing his temper, that is a true sign of character. So let this be a lesson. Always store your private keys securely and maybe even consider a backup. Meanwhile, in the UK's business sector, companies are urging the government to take crypto more seriously. A coalition of leading trade groups has called for the appointment of the crypto czar to ensure the country remains competitive in the blockchain innovation. They argue that a well-defined strategy could help attract investment, create jobs, and position the UK as a global hub for digital assets. Beyond just crypto, the latter emphasizes how blockchain, AI, and quantum computing can work together to enhance transparency and efficiency in various industries. But to make it happen, businesses need clear rules and open discussions with regulators. But for now, while crypto still enjoys some degree of freedom from other regulation, it can sometimes look like Wild West, where the laws of karma overpower the state laws. A hacker who stole 2,930 ETH from ZK Land ended up becoming a victim himself, losing the funds to another group of cyber criminals. Here's what happened. After the theft, The hacker tried to launder the stolen Ethereum through what he thought was a reputable crypto mixer. Well, unfortunately for him, the platform was actually a phishing scam, and his funds were drained by another group of hackers. The original thief later contacted zkland, apologized, and suggested they track down the phishing scammers instead of him. Well, turns out even criminals aren't safe in a crypto world. Well, okay, jokes aside, let's get to the biggest stories of the past few days. Donald Trump has announced massive new tariffs on America's trading partners, sparking concerns across global markets. Starting April 5th, all countries will face a base tariff of 10%. Trump justified the move by calling it a declaration of economic independence. For specific trading partners, the tariffs are even more severe. Starting from April 9th, China will face a staggering 54% tariff, Vietnam 46%, Taiwan 32%, and the EU 20%, among others. Following the announcement, US stock markets began to decline, with major indices like the S&P 500 taking a hit. And crypto wasn't spared either. Bitcoin initially surged above $88,500, but later dropped below $83,000 as market uncertainty grew. The Fear and Greed Index also plummeted to 25, landing in the extreme fear zone. But it's not all bad news from the US. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or short FDIC, has issued new guidelines allowing banks under its supervision to engage in crypto-related activities without needing prior approval from regulators. This marks a dramatic shift from previous policies, which were much stricter and largely prevented banks from working with crypto firms. The change followed the release of 175 FDIC documents earlier this year, revealing how the previous administration pressured banks to cut ties with the crypto industry. Before that, FDIC was basically at war with crypto, and now it is very nice to see that real action was taken to end it. Acting FDIC Chairman Travis Hill acknowledged past mistakes and pledged to foster a more crypto-friendly environment moving forward. Also, press like if you are ready to accept this peace offering. This policy shift could significantly improve the relationship between crypto businesses and traditional banking in the US, further legitimizing the industry. The tariff calamity might be over very soon, while the end of the war on crypto will hopefully stand for a long time, and in long term the peace will compensate the crypto market all the losses it suffers now. Well, that's all for today, folks, and if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.